Hello, and welcome to a brand new game of Secret Government, which has recently gone to early access on Steam. And I only saw the trailer for this game, and it seems interesting. It looks like a lot, at least in the trailer, it looks like a lot like Paradox games, like CK2 or EU4. But as far as I understood, this was not developed, or well, Paradox has nothing to do with this game. So, and this has a bit of different premise. So, yeah, I got interested and decided to try it out. So, let's see. I haven't even started yet. I only checked the settings. Um, well, we'll go with music for now. We'll see if it's okay or not. Um, so yeah, let's go in. Um, The Glorious Revolution. In 1688, the Glorious Revolution in England culminated in profound reforms after a series of crises. This revolution marked the beginning of the rapid rise of England and its transformation into a powerful world power. The political and economic power of the country was strengthened, laying a solid foundation for the future formal unity of Great Britain. At the same time, a new tradition was formed that the royal power was limited by the laws established by the Bill of Rights. The Brotherhood started action in 1685 by placing its stake on a royal king to lead England to the prosperous future. So I guess this is like a sort of campaign, and this is just free play. Welcome to year 1865. You can set any goals for the Brotherhood and direct the world in any direction you want. Well, let's try the campaign first. Brothers, all calculations and prophecies say, the days will come that will determine the future of mankind. England is a key point on the map of our time. What will be embodied in it now over the years will sprout all over the world. The feudal system has outlived its usefulness, and many in England already see it. It is here and now that our large-scale reforms can be implemented. The new society can assert itself. Roll up your sleeves, brothers. The place is prepared. It's time to lay the foundation. Okay. You can't collect a lot of taxes from the poor. Sometimes it makes sense to let people get wealthy and then impose high taxes. I don't know, is it loading or something?
My dear uncle, I'm hurrying back to Europe, hoping to outrun the storm. I've spent many months interpreting the prophecies of Nostradamus. What I read left me shaken. According to scientific minds of our time, everything obeys the laws of nature. The planets move in their orbits, and an apple will always fall down, but the life of humanity is chaotic and uncertain. One need only look at the Europe of recent decades. A powerful English king was executed by his own subjects. The rivalry between Catholic monarchs of the Holy Roman Empire and France brings wars to Protestant countries. The Spanish Empire is growing weaker, while the wetlands of the Netherlands enjoy the bloom in culture and trade. The great Galileo renounced his books. This world is complete chaos for everyone except us, those who control it. We are the Brotherhood, and we make history. We stand behind the high and mighty of this world, secretly guiding them. We are the global government, formed by the most worthy. We like to say that our work began when the builders of the Temple of Solomon gathered to create the greatest temple of all. This is just legend, but we are indeed builders. Brick by brick, we are building the structure of the future society. We always work in the shadows, and yet Nostradamus foresaw everything. Peering into the future, he described the storms of this and future centuries, and the Brotherhood, leading humanity forward. He left us clues to solve, and he says, beware. I'm coming back to take my place in the Brotherhood. I haven't forgotten what you taught me, and I will join you in the great work of ours. But I fear has already come.
Okay. I placed great hope in coming back to England. Alas, I was too late. I did it. I founded the first lodge of the Brotherhood in the New World. I was sailing across the ocean, dreaming of how proud I would be to bring this good news to the Grand Master of the Brotherhood, my uncle and mentor. Nevertheless, I foresaw the trouble as I managed to translate some of the previously obscure prophecies of Nostradamus. What waited for me in the port was not triumph, but two messengers of misfortune. One of them was a beardless young man with a feverish gleam in his eyes. The other was a poor-sighted old man. It was the first time I saw the young man, and as far as I recall, the elder had never left the master's residence before. They greeted me sorrowfully and led me through dark alleys to the boat that took us to safety. As the boat swayed on the dark waves, I learned that the Brotherhood was destroyed. Overnight, the Grand Master and many of his closest associates were accused of religious conspiracy and executed. Only two loyal brothers made it out alive, and I'm still alive. I swear our enemies will regret the day they made this mistake. Why are you hiding your face, youth? I thought you would not leave the master's house until you died, old man. I barely had time to go through the initiation, and almost everyone I knew in the Brotherhood had already died. I had better become invisible. Hard work is ahead. If you cannot escape your fear, leave us and get lost among ordinary people. Otherwise, learn to exploit your weaknesses. We always act secretly, but do not need to hide your face from. But you do not need to hide your face from me. Continue to serve the Brotherhood faithfully, and you will see our terrified enemies run away. Um, sure, let's go for the first one. You speak about the future of the Brotherhood with such confidence, but there are only three of us. The Brotherhood's ties are broken, but there is still an undisclosed part of our network in England. We will start by reviving it and restoring its influence. Or the Brotherhood is not about people but principle. I have spent years learning to find supporters. The new Brotherhoods will be as good as the old ones. Well, let's go for again for the first option. We need a new Grand Master. If you are truly ready for this burden, it is in my power to perform the ritual and make you one. I am the oldest member of the Brotherhood. I was the archivist to the three masters, and I know all the rules. Traditionally, I have to ask you a few questions. That is how we know where you will lead us. I am ready, ask. Will you condemn the one who starts a war? War is ever loathsome. Pacifism is 10. He will do evil, but sometimes uh, it can bring more than it takes away. Or conflict isn't human nature. Wars exist, so let them serve us. So the bar of values remain unchanged. Militarism is 10. Uh, well, let's go for the wars exist to serve us. I think this is most appropriate for the secret society that governs everything. It is fair if some people throw away food while others are starving. Oh, is it fair? Okay. Anyone who has earned bread with his sweat and mind can decide what to do with it. He might have given a little to his neighbors so long as the latter did not beg, while keeping most of it to himself. Animal justice tells us to tear each other's throats, and human justice tells us to share with our neighbors and help the weak. So economic freedom is 10, unchanged. Economic equality is 10. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go for freedom here. Anyone who has earned bread with his sweat and mind can decide what to do with it. Yeah, let's choose this one. What do you say about a country that demands sacrifices from its children? The government is more than an individual. Every citizen of the country should contribute to the common cause. Neither a man can be without his country, nor a country without a man, and you will have to find a compromise between your goals. The government is only a tool in the service of its citizens. If the individual feels only oppressed, then why does the government exist? Uh, so, authoritarianism, civil liberty. I think in this case I will go for the middle option. Again, this is my first attempt at this, so I have no idea what those will give, have, which benefits all of those options have. So we'll see. Uh, sorry. I listened to your answers, and now I know which society you are striving for. Wars are inevitable and must serve our purposes. Everyone is free to decide what to do with their property. Is this where you will take us when we call you master? You understand me correctly? No, that's fine. You'll become the Grand Master and revive the Brotherhood. We will help you to bring this world closer. So I say, Brother Isaiah. I will forget my face, my name, and my past. Now the life of the Brotherhood is my life. The secrets of the Brotherhood are my secrets, and the goals of the Brotherhood are my future. So on my first night back in England, I accepted the position of Grand Master. The river and the piercing starlight have witnessed our ritual. Grandmaster, take these nebulous prophecies of Nostradamus and the Brotherhood manuscripts. Your predecessors worked hard on them. They learned from the predictions what moments in history will shape the destiny of the world. They describe the principles of the great works of ours. If you can use these principles at the moments foreseen by Nostradamus, you will become the demiurge of the world yet to come. I know that. Unfortunately, I also know that it is told in the previously unencrypted predictions. The Brotherhood will die more than once. To die again, you need to be reborn. I believe that with your help, the Brotherhood will rise like a phoenix from the ashes. But I have to tell you something else. The former master had two hiding places. I never looked into the second, but our enemies knew about it. When I hid, I saw them uh, taking some papers away. There were markings of a rose and a cross on them, and above there was a name, Rosencruz. I saw the same mark on the clasp of a raincoat of one of the thieves. Where do we start, Master? We will start with England. According to the prediction of the great Nostradamus, we are close to the time when events that determine the course of history will take place. But first we will restore tithes, recruit new supporters, and do everything possible to find and punish those who condemned our brothers to death. I will put. Will you put me on the detail, brother Isaiah? I know where to start. So I guess this will go through the tutorial. So this is why I said that this game looked a lot like Paradox games. Uh, Thank you for your trust, Grandmaster. Since you left for the New World, the situation in our old Europe has changed. There were times when the influence of our Brotherhood spanned across the continent. You're on a global map. It shows what is going on with the in the world, as well as the results of your actions. The map is now in shadow mode. In this mode, it is easier to track the influence of the Brotherhood and its enemies. Here you can see everything that is hidden from the eyes of uninitiated. You can navigate through the map using WSD keys or by moving the mouse cursor to the edge of the screen. Okay. I'm afraid I'm too old for anything more than a few wise words of advice, so I will have to rely on Brother Walter to revive the Brotherhood. He is young, but I sense potential in him worthy of a worshipful master. He will make a trusted aide. When you zoom in enough, at a certain point the map switches to world mode. It is designed to track the situation in the world and shows what is known to a more or less educated resident of a civilized country. Find Brother Walter on the map, zoom in on him to the maximum and move the mouse cursor over his figure. So first of all, um, that's a strange map. So I can't move any more to the left and no more to the bottom. So there is, it's not a whole world. So we only see part of Northern America, Central America, no South America, part of Africa, Europe, oh, and so India, but no Asia. Okay, I guess this is the person we are looking for. Grandmaster, I appeal to you. I am ready to serve the cause of the Brotherhood. Okay. This is the Brother's selector. It shows the current status of your direct subordinates. Only Brother Walter is currently under your command. Clicking the left mouse button on the portrait automatically focuses the camera on the specified brother. Sure. I have someone in mind who could be very useful to the Brotherhood. He can provide us with a safe place to hide. May I meet him and ask him to join us? Click left mouse button on Brother Walter. Select the errand type that contains errand related to the development of the Brotherhood. Recruit a neophyte. Okay. Send Brother Walter to run your errand. There are very talented people in the world eager to find the meaning of their existence, to serve a greater goal, to feel that they are part of something big and truly important. You can find those people, share new ideas with them, tell them about the world and how it can change thanks to those ideas. And then their hearts will open to the Brotherhood. Cost of the errand. And the Brotherhood recruits a citizen of England as neophyte. Okay. I think it's going to take him a few days to run your errand. Yes, it's dangerous for us to act too openly now. When the Alt key is pressed, the screen displays detailed information about the brothers and their errands. Okay. Clicking right mouse button on the figure of the brother will display information about him and the last errand run by him. Okay, so you are 23 years old, citizenship England, 3 days to complete your mission, level 2, worshipful master, merchant. Oh, that's interesting. Some of the pop-ups are in Russian. Huh. Uh, okay. I know where we can wait for his return. Not the most secure place, but it will do for a while. This is Cryptex. With it you can control the time in the game. With the space key you can always pause the game or resume the flow of time. Use the Cryptex to start the time and wait for the errand to be done. Come Grandmaster, my friend has found us a safe place to hide. It's the Brotherhood management window. With it, you will be able to change the current membership of the Brotherhood and the roles performed by the brothers. Let us start the traditional meeting of the Brotherhood members, albeit in a very modest number. According to the Brotherhood manuscripts, all candidates for the rite of passage are called neophytes and are not let inside the circle of initiates during the meeting. Okay, the typo there. They know what the goals and ideas of the Brotherhood are. That is what led them to us. However, they have not yet been initiated and they are not aware of the specific plans and future steps of the Brotherhood. I used to be a neophyte myself, Grandmaster. On the one hand, knowing of the Brotherhood and almost being a part of it is exhilarating. But on the other, uninitiated and uninvolved, you are haunted by the thoughts that you are still not worthy of their trust. Not everyone could take it. Some lost faith in themselves or in the Brotherhood, and left for good. I implore you, Grandmaster, do not hesitate in initiating neophytes. If you like a candidate perform the rite of passage, let him at least become an acolyte, so that he can again typo can stand near the circle of initiates and participate in life of the Brotherhood to the best of his abilities. Okay, so I can submit a screenshot. Um, oh, the screen disappeared. I urge you not to rush into your decisions. Remember that no more than 6 brothers may be in the circle of initiates, other than the master. Each of them receives a title, associated duties, and his area of responsibility. It is the titled brothers who can be sent on errands by the Grand Master. Those who are unworthy of the Brotherhood or who can no longer serve its purpose can always let go in peace, having bound them by vow of silence, of course. It is time to meet our new brother and find out if he is worthy of the title of one of the initiates. Um, okay, I cannot select this because the screen disappeared. Um, I cannot. Well, I can't do anything. um, yeah, it seems I will have to to restart. All I wanted to do was to make a screenshot. Trying to make screenshot during tutorial, disabled the window. Um, Tutorial can't be completed. Also, oops. Confused. Um, so yeah, let me restart the game. Um, okay, Alt F4 worked here. Let's see if there is like some autosave feature. Um, no. Okay, let's go through these quickly. Countries with a low trade rating have to rely on their own resources because they will only buy their mains of goods from the world market at the highest prices. If you want to help such a country, you need to encourage the investment of all available money in the development of your own industries.
My dear uncle,
Okay, next. Uh, okay, I will try to remember which answers I used in the first place. Um, yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. Okay. Uh, Alright, now it shows icons which were not visible in the first time around. Yes. Right mouse button. Okay, now these are in English. Maybe there was a patch while I restarted the game. Um, okay, need to wait for 3 days to pass. Next. Uh, yeah, so that's where we were interrupted. This area displays all information about the selected brother. Okay, so he's a trader, double allegiances, English, 31 years old, level 2. Allow me, Grandmaster, to share with you the wisdom of choosing worthy companions. The first thing you should note is the age of the brother. Young people are receptive to new things and learn fast, but they lack the experience and worldly wisdom. Many years of life bring many valuable qualities, but they are unfollowed unfollowed weakness and disease. I'm not sure what that means. Um, in the part in the world, each brother has a certain social status and profession, as well as a set of special traits and personal qualities. All of these may either benefit the brotherhood or lead to interaction difficulties. Okay. Having gained enough experience, each of us changes and moves to a new stage of life. With each such transition, new qualities are acquired, the professional or social status changes. As you have already noticed, Grandmaster, the citizenship of the brother is critical. Perhaps in the distant future the Brotherhood will erase these fictional borders between countries, but I fear I will not live to see these glorious times. Each Brotherhood has a personal opinion on the ideas and objectives of the Brotherhood. Some will carry out the Grandmaster's errands faithfully, and some will question every word. Beware of people with low loyalty because they can betray you at the most unexpected moment. And remember that loyalty is hard to earn but easy to lose. So this shows loyalty. Okay. We are mere mortals imprisoned in fragile bodies, suffering from diseases and wounds. Death can take away your most loyal and experienced brothers. So this is health. Okay. And most importantly, every brother must bear the burden of secrecy. People around him may see him as an ordinary merchant, soldier, or craftsman. When exposed, the brother endangers not only himself but the brotherhood as a whole. Alas, you have already witnessed the sad consequences of neglecting secrecy. So this shows how good we are each person is at hiding who they are. Okay. From time to time you should give the brothers a chance to rest, cover their tracks, deflect suspicion from themselves, and restore their secrecy. It is time to make a wise decision on what to do with the neophyte. Should you want my opinion, Grandmaster, we are not in position to refuse. We need all the help we can get right now. Move the neophyte to any empty title slot. You can move over the title slot to find out what perks it will give to the brother and point it to this title. So, Tyler. Perks of the title depend on the level of the brother appointed to it. Increase the secrecy of all brothers at the time of assassination attempts, +4 with each level of Tyler. Cost of resources. Uh, Tyler, is this an actual title? Or is this just a reference to Fight Club? Cost of resources on errands of the military institution -4% with each level of the Tyler. Chaplain. Perks of the title depend on the additional experience every decade to all brothers whose level is lower, +1 with each level of the chaplain. Cost of resources on errands government institution -4% with each level of the chaplain. Treasurer. Perks of the title depend on, increase in revenues from lodges +1% with each level of the treasurer. Cost of resources on the errands of economy institution -4% with each level of treasurer. Well, considering this is a trader, I think he will go to the treasury. Secretary. Awareness changes in all countries, -1 every month with each level of this secretary. The cost of resources and secrecy of an errand hide signs of activity, -10% with each level of the secretary. And finally, orator. Orator. The higher the level of the orator, the more significantly the penalty to the cost of errands performed in other countries by all brothers is decreased. Experienced neophytes recruited by the orator +3% with each orator level. Loyalty of neophytes recruited by the orator +0 for each orator level. Time will tell if you made the right call. Well, yeah. Close the window to return to the main screen. Thank you for your trust, Grandmaster. I share these ideas and goals of the Brotherhood, and I am ready to serve our ideals faithfully. As proof of my words, I entrust the Brotherhood with the connections and resources available to me. Uh, 200 influence, 200 wealth, 200 power. Influence, wealth, power. Your help is very timely, my new friend, but I fear it is not enough and the problem of lack of resources still needs to be addressed. This area displays the resources available to the Brotherhood. These resources are spent by the brothers running your errands. Let's see what we can achieve in this country. Select England on the map by moving the cursor over it and clicking left. Okay. Each country has its own development. Well, first of all, this is not all England. But fine. And this is not English flag. This one is Great Britain, I think. Yeah. Each country has its own development level of state institutions, such as government, economic, and military institutions. The development level depends on many internal parameters. For us, it is important because the higher its value, the more resources we can gain for the Brotherhood by infiltrating this institution. We are lucky that England is currently the world leader in many areas. And Grandmaster, I happen to know a beautiful young lady whose father is a powerful man in the treasury. I am sure we can arrange a rendezvous with him. Good idea, Brother Walter. Your talents please the old man. Let's take advantage of this opportunity. Select any brother to open errands menu. Country institutions. Infiltrate the economic institution. This is the errands window. Okay. To complete the errand, the brothers will need to arrange meetings with the right people, use some connections, spend a lot of money, or even resort to the services of very dark individuals. All those expenses can be represented as cost of the errand in resources of influence, wealth, and power. Any activity somehow attracts attention both to the individual rather and to the brotherhood as a whole. Do not forget that it takes some time to complete a worthwhile task. Everything comes to the one who knows how to wait. So this will decrease his secrecy by 8, and I'm not sure what the other two are. Additional resources are required to complete the errand. At the bottom of each resource, its costs are displayed. At the top, the amount will be obtained after the errand is done. Running an errand consumes the secrecy of the brother assigned to it. Exhausting the secrecy will result in the brother's exposure, and thereby he will have to abort the errand. The resources spent on the errand will not be returned in that case. Moreover, the brother will become an easy target for the detractors until he covers his tracks and restores his secrecy. If the Brotherhood operates on the territory of a certain country, it attracts attention from its rulers. Such attention is represented as awareness. So this is awareness, okay. Rulers don't like it when someone tries to run their state without their knowledge. Moreover, any country can easily destroy the Brotherhood in direct confrontation. And of course, running an errand takes time. It is measured in days. All these days, the brother will be busy with the errand. Okay, so this will take 7 days. It will raise awareness by 7. Sounds, well, simple enough. You may also want to pay attention to the forecast of the consequences and possible factors that make it difficult to complete the errand, or even impossible to complete it at all. The level of infiltration into the institution in economy will increase by 1 to 1. Awareness grows by 0.699. The higher the current level of the infiltration and power of the institution, the more difficult and expensive it is to expand the influence of the Brotherhood in it. If there are several brothers in the same country who can take on an errand, you can change the executing agent for this errand using the brothers selector. Again, we can see that this changes the cost and the effects. So this will increase awareness by 6.43. It will also cost less influence and gold and, well, wealth and power. But still, I think we should use our treasure to infiltrate treasury. Please note that the executing agent changes. The cost of errand also changes. Being a worshipful master, brother Walter can infiltrate institutions at a lower cost of resources, thanks to the perks of his title. We could send brother Walter or our new friend on this errand. The choice is yours. Send me, Grandmaster. Please, I will not let you down. Did I say more? Yeah, I think we are gonna send the new one, the treasurer. So, assign. We are not in a position to let our brothers sit around doing nothing. I suggest keeping them both occupied. Okay. Wait, which one is this? Okay, so this is the occupied one. Country institutions. There is no point in sending two brothers on the same errand. Due to secrecy, they are likely to hinder each other. I think that trying to find loopholes in the government institution will be quite useful. The significance of the, influence resource cannot be overestimated. So infiltrate government institution. Connections make the difference. Today you spend the night playing cards and telling jokes with old university friends, and tomorrow your wife's nephew becomes deputy minister. Step by step, the Brotherhood has a huge network of friends and debtors in its hands, many of whom don't even know what purpose they serve. So the level of infiltration into the institution in power will increase to 1, awareness grows by 7.35. And 7 more from the other one, so it will be 22. The higher the current level of infiltration. Okay. Send a free brother on an errand to infiltrate government institution. Right clicking on the errand icon, you can automatically confirm it, bypassing the window with information about the errand and its cost. Oh, that's good. So when we know all of those, we can do it much faster. Now that both of our brothers are running errands, all we can do is wait for their return and monitor their progress. By the way, I found a good stock of excellent whiskey in the cellars of the shelter that our new friend granted us. Would you like some? I actually bought some good whiskey today, but I left it in the office. Normandy with a port here. Um, we did it, Grandmaster. We now have valuable connections and acquaintances in two of the three main institutions in England. I suggest we don't rest on our laurel and make our way to the remaining institution. I just happened to meet the niece of a distinguished general. By the way, do you know where where brother Isaiah is? I haven't seen him in today. Send one of our brothers to infiltrate the military institution of England. Um, so I can't select your activities from here, unfortunately. You're this one. Yeah, they don't show the name. So how would I know which one is which? Okay, infiltrate military institution. Uh, wait. So right clicking here should. No, it's not working. Uh, no, nothing happens. So I'm sorry, Grandmaster, but it is taking me longer and longer to get here, to get there. Age, you see. What did I miss? I think it's time to make use of the fruits of our labors and get some resources for the Brotherhood's treasury. We have a few connections in the English economics institution. Let us turn to them and increase our wealth. Exploit economic institution for an idle brother in the country institution. Unlike before, here we can tell the brother how much time he can allocate for this errand. The more time he spends on it, the more resources he can bring to the Brotherhood's treasury. But he will lose secrecy and attract attention from the local authorities, increasing awareness. Okay. Our experience allows us to predict how many resources he will get based on the level of the country's institution, our current level of infiltration in it, and the time spent by the brother on the errand. It is in the current situation I would have a brother exploit the institution for 7 days. So this will generate 122 points of wealth. Increase Awareness by 7. Lower secrecy by 20. Wow. Okay. Our brothers are off to do good deeds again, so we can afford getting a good night's sleep and gain strength. Okay. Ah, fine. Grandmaster, I have disturbing thoughts. Let's take a closer look at the situation in England. That's what I thought. Just look at the situation with the awareness and public order. Uh, okay. The public order reflects the overall level of government control over the situation in the country. Um, the lower it is, the worse for the country, but the easier it is for our brothers to act unnoticed. Now order in England uh, is quite high. Awareness shows how much attention from local authorities we have drawn by our actions. If there is too much of it, the recent unfortunate events may be repeated. And we have already attracted too much attention. Our supporters in the country's institutions are not enough to cover us yet. If we don't do something now, this could all end badly. It is not profitable to stop infiltrating the military institution now. All allocated resources would be lost in vain. While the exploitation of the economic institution can be interrupted without much loss. Hurry, Grandmaster, call your brother off his errand. Cancel the errand, exploit the economic situation. To do this, go to the brother's selector, click the left mouse button on the portrait of the brother running this errand, or simply click on the figure on the map. To see who is running the errand you are looking for, please press Alt. Okay, if you cancel the errand, all the resources that you have already received will remain with you. And hide the whiskey from the brother Isaiah. So just left click and cancel. I hope we've been spared trouble. Forgive me, Grandmaster. I was careless. Wait until the errand is done. Resume time. Okay. It was a success, Grandmaster. We now have access to all 3 institutions in England, which means we can get all necessary resources for the Brotherhood. Then we need when we need them. But don't overdo it and watch the level of awareness. I took the liberty of sketching out a plan for an early revival of the Brotherhood. Take a look, will you? This is the objectives window. It contains information about all the major and minor objectives of the Brotherhood. For your convenience, objectives are grouped by type. You can select the objective of interest from this menu. Okay. Here you can see the context of the objective. This area displays the steps that are required to fulfill the objective. There is also an award that the Brotherhood will earn if the objective is reached. Note that the first step of the current objective is already marked as completed. We have achieved a lot, but we are still few and we do not have our own lodge. We have infiltrated English institutions deeply enough to set up a lodge there, but doing so now is too risky. Wow, that's a lot of reading. We need time to do our job and clear our people's short memories of us. Let their minds be filled with new everyday problems. Can I go to France? I know French and I've always wanted to go there. Yes, it might be time to look for allies there or in any other country. It's up to the Grandmasters to decide. Close the objective windows, and you can also do this by pressing escape. Okay. Please, Grandmaster, send me to France. They say it's a country of wonderful opportunities. Send Brother Walter on the errand. Move to France. You can do this by selecting this errand in the Brotherhood section, or simply drag the brother's figure to England from England to France. In the second case, the errand will be confirmed automatically. Brother Walter. This one. So France, Austria, Saxony, Brandenburg, Poland, Lithuania, Venice, Spain, Russia. Um, oh, I need to go much. No, I don't understand. So there in France there are, I don't know what they called here, counties, but Central Europe is Bavaria, Handbau. Okay, it's a little bit confusing, but sure. Let's drag Volta to France. Thank you, Grandmaster. I'll send you word as soon as I get to Paris. No, how can I... So, and when you're doing something I cannot see your profile? Well, I wouldn't mind a trip either. Denmark perhaps, or the Netherlands. Anyway, I'm ready for any task. So, it's 1685. Well, history is not my best subject. So yeah, these are all small things, are countries, not counties or something. Portugal, Austria, Poland, Lithuania, Russia. Can we send you to America? No? We can send you... Oh, this is Denmark. England. Where is Netherlands? Here. Sure, let's send you to the Netherlands. So traveling takes 9... Well, I will call them diplomatic, gold and military power, because this is how they look to me. Influence, wealth and power. So yeah, only 7 days to get from England to Netherlands or France in 1685. Somehow I doubt that. Well, I think this is enough for the first video. So let's put a cut here and we will continue next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oops.